Welcome back, everyone. I am very excited for this. I've been wanting to do this topic for a while,
Yeah.
and then we forgot about it in the hullabaloo of life. Now that I'm turning 34 this year,
Mm-hmm.
so I can fairly say that my 20s are now a couple of years away na.
Yeah.
Medyo matagal na siya.
Yeah.
Parang it's been a while since I graduated college. It's been a while. Basta ang dami na nangyari.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it would be appropriate now that also you are in the 30s club that we will do a lesson from our lessons from our
Yeah.
20s. From our
My
20s.
twenties
The
were just
roaring 20s.
my twenties were just a few months back.
No, but I want to talk about like that sweet spot. Obviously, like that fresh grad to mid quarter life. That's like the juicy goodness, right? When you don't really know what you're doing and life seems so, I don't know, that age you feel so carefree, like you can make so many mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel, diba? About 21 to 25.
Wow.
Diba?
That's not how I felt.
How did you feel?
I felt like I wasn't allowed to make any mistakes.
Interesting. Well, let's get
Yes.
into it. Lessons from our 20s. I think we've kind of touched on it depending on what topic, because we have talked about our lives
In our
in
age
our
and our
age and like different,
seasons.
yeah, in
Yeah.
different topics. But for me, I think the number one thing that comes up when I think about a lesson from my 20s is, let's talk about the good things, right? We're gonna talk about things we wish we did, but things that we're happy about, kumbaga.
Yeah.
And something that I'm really, really proud of was I did not have FOMO in my 20s.
Yeah.
I had goals. I used to write them down every year. And I was always that girl who was working. Now, I'm not trying to say that that was the only thing that mattered, but I really was focused on what I wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
And there
You
are
knew what you
I knew what I
wanted
wanted and
and
I
you went
went
after
after
it.
it.
Yeah.
And there are negatives that come with that, as with
Yes.
anything.
Yes.
But there was also so much good that came out of being disciplined and not really caring if I missed out on certain things. For example, there were a lot of trips that I wasn't able to go to in my early 20s. Like, I didn't travel in my early 20s. I
Yeah.
didn't have like a big barcada that I was able to kind of like go out with, even in college, actually. Like, pretty much from college up until my late 20s, I didn't travel. And there was a bit of me that kind of felt like, parang sayang naman, parang, 'di ba? But travel was not a priority at the time. I'm not saying that if you're traveling in your early 20s, it's like a waste. This was just for me, right? And so the priority at that time was really to, I guess, get my name out there as much as possible,
Yeah.
and was like to accept every hosting and do all the auditions. At that time, I was still doing sports broadcasting. I was doing a segment for Fox Sports, and I just worked. And if I missed weekends, like parties, I didn't really party. I wasn't a party girl unless I had to go to like a magic event
Yeah.
or
Like it was work.
a work event,
Yeah.
basically. So yeah, it's a party, but we're still working. So, or you have to attend it. Attendance yun, diba?
Yeah.
So I think that's like the number one thing for me. I think it's nice because it bled into my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
When I became a mom, I also was very content in the season that I was in. I wasn't looking at what other people were doing, and I'm like, "Oh, but I can't do that because I have a baby and
Yeah.
I'm a mom." And it's just, yeah, being, I guess, very focused on what you want to do in that season and not really caring what other people are doing with their lives, because again, everybody's on their own journey. So that's kind of the number one thing that sticks out for me. What
Yeah.
about you?
For me, what I think what I really admired about myself in my 20s was that I went on a, like I went on a journey to heal things that were coming up, and I didn't know what I wanted in my 20s. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what path I needed to take, but I knew that if I didn't know what I wanted, I still have to I still have to do something with where I was at. And I guess that the 20s for me was really just like I guess pruning, like just weeding out so much of the things that were in my
The
heart.
purge.
It was the purge talaga. Like pigang piga ako. Like everything was being brought out, and I think what I admired was that I was willing to face it head on. The way you were willing to face on your goals. But this was like an internal thing that I
Yeah.
just had to do. And I don't know, I think I it's really hard. Like healing is hard. That's
Yeah.
why a lot of people don't do it. That's why a lot of people don't face it. But I'm so glad that I did not shy away from the things that were stirring in my heart at the time.
Yeah.
And I just went for it. And I was like, if I don't do it now, I know I'm gonna have to do
Yeah.
it later. And there's gonna be more pa.
Yeah. That's a great point. I feel like I was kind of faced with that when I got pregnant.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things came up
Yeah.
that I knew were going to come up, but because I was so busy chasing my career,
Yeah.
and then when the pandemic happened, all of a sudden it was silent,
Yeah.
and I was really kind of like faced with myself in the mirror for 9 months, and I had to. Yan yung ano ko, yun yung pruning season
Yeah.
ko when Tyler was growing in my belly, and it was hard for me mentally. But was I still in my 20s? I was still in my
You were.
20s in
You
my
were
first
29.
pregnancy. Grabe. Was I 29? Yeah, I was 29, and it was like the last year, and there was a lot.
No, you were 30 na.
No, I gave birth 29. I turned 30 with Tyler na.
You got married at 28?
Yeah, because October 16 yung birthday ko.
That's so wild.
I know, it's Madaya. I got married at 28, but I was technically 29
Oh my
already. So I gave birth
gosh.
at 29, but I was technically 30.
Okay.
Yeah, Madaya. But anyway, okay. Another thing, and these things, actually, I guess they're kind of related. And I was trying to figure out the right phrase. You know how you want to have like some podcast quotable quote,
Yes.
but I don't know how to phrase it. But
Okay.
and my notes are on the phone.
Yes.
But the wrong relationship will rob opportunities from you. Wait, the wrong relationship, if you're yes, the wrong relationship may rob opportunities from you.
Oh,
And
she said it. Wow, I did not
yes,
know you were gonna go there.
why?
Wala lang. Like, I'm just,
It was a big lesson in my
yeah.
20s. Let me expound. So, my first point was me talking about my goals and my I did not have FOMO, and I was really like a horse with blinders on, and I only could see what I wanted to do and where I wanted to take it. And then I had a relationship that made me almost walk away from all of
Yeah.
that.
It made you question.
It made me not no, it didn't make me question, because I still wanted to do what I wanted to do. It made me willing to give it up
Mm.
because that person wasn't supportive of where I wanted to be.
Belly, no.
Right. So, at a young age, which I will say 24, 25 was a young age,
Yes.
I was not where I wanted to be career wise yet. But I was telling myself that, okay, well, maybe because I've already done a lot of like pretty cool things in the radio industry, and yeah, I got Fox Sports, and I kind of tick some stuff off the checklist of what I want to do. Did I want to do a lot more? Yes. But the relationship I was in, the point of conflict was my work.
Yeah.
And so there was really like that.
Like a
There
crossroads.
was a crossroads. And up until this day,
There was a crossroad.
there was a crossroad. There were different paths that I could have taken. And I remember saying to my friends in the industry, to Katz and to Tin, oh, maybe I'm okay na. And I was kind of making my dreams smaller
Mm-hmm.
because of the relationship that I was in.
Yeah.
And I wanted to please the person. I didn't want to argue about anything anymore. And I didn't want to, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to argue
Yeah.
anymore. So I was just like, okay, so just to drop everything, I will just eliminate the point of conflict, which was something that I loved very much, my career and my work. And getting out of that relationship, I flourished like exponentially. Not to say that I wasn't getting work while I was in that relationship,
Yeah.
but I was in so many fights. I remember being in so many fights during, can you imagine? I was on the morning rush. I was on a prime time show. There's Good Times with Mo, there's The Morning Rush, right? Basically. And then there was my show with Nico for like 2 months, but we weren't even close, right?
Yeah.
This is Chico and Delamar and Gino. I
Yeah.
was on The Morning Rush and I would be in fights, like in the middle off air,
Yeah.
like text fights. And then I would be crying off air. And then once the mic would be turned on, I'm like ready to go. I've never admitted this out loud. And I look back at that season and I realize that my work, that obviously the talent that the Lord gave me and the hard work was kind of shining through because I was still able to get like things despite my brain being probably functioning 50%. Kasi nga you're in this relationship where you don't know what's gonna piss off that person, and I was always walking on eggshells. And so I look back at that season and I think that's why I don't remember most of The Morning Rush.
Yeah.
People always tell me, they're like, oh, I've been following you since The Morning Rush. I don't remember one thing I said on that show because I think I was just trying to cope.
Yeah. I
Okay
am
lang,
so sorry.
it's okay. I was just trying to cope in that season. And I feel like the Lord sustained me through that because I got very good feedback on that show and a lot of things opened
Yeah.
after that show. But I think to myself, what if I was in a healthy relationship while I was on that show?
Yeah.
What would it have been like, 'di ba? Parang, it's just one of those things na napapaisip ako. But that's where I knew na when I left that relationship and ang gaan ng loob ko when I would work.
Yeah.
And I was able to want things and not feel guilty for wanting things. And it was just 100% like a confirmation that, a wrong relationship can rob you from opportunities because
You're
you're holding
holding
yourself
yourself
back.
back.
It wasn't
It's a decision
It's a
you're
decision
making.
you're making. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not because, like, let's be very clear. So there are people, when you're in a relationship, they will say don't do that, right?
Yeah.
So this person wouldn't exactly say don't do that. He
Uh-huh.
would basically be like, why are you so excited about this opportunity? Why, oh, that's how much you're making for so and so? Like,
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, like they weren't excited for you.
Yes.
They weren't encouraging. They weren't
Yes.
pushing you. They were like,
It
"Oh
was
wow,
never
that's
like,
great."
yeah,
Like
it was never
you
a,
weren't celebrated.
yes,
Yeah,
it was
your
not celebrated. It was
accomplishments.
never, don't do that. It wasn't
Yeah.
like that naman.
It was manipulative.
It was a point of conflict nga.
Yes.
When I think about my 20s, that is a big lesson that sticks out for me. And I think what is so beautiful about what God can do is, even if there was like a period of time where I felt like I wasn't working my best because I was being weighed down by said relationship, he, parang the growth after was, yun nga, exponential.
Yeah.
Na parang, okay, it's like basically the
It's a slingshot.
or even the what do you call that, the way for the airplane, what do you call it?
A carousel.
No, anong carousel?
Anong way?
No. Yung way sa airplane kung saan tayo magla-take off, what do you call it?
Yes.
Yeah,
The path.
anong path? Anong,
The
what is it?
the tamarack.
No, bro.
The um
Runway.
yeah. The runway.
Oh my god, the tamarack, ano yun?
I just knew it was something, you know.
The runway was open
Yes.
and God allowed me to, I guess, dream big for myself again.
Yeah. One of the biggest lessons I have from my 20s is you cannot calculate anything. You can't calculate timelines. You can't. I mean, for some people, it really goes as planned, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, at 22, I'm going to do this. And at 25, I'm going to take a master's. And then I'm going to go here. But that's, I think, very rare. More often than not, it's, life happens and you didn't expect yourself to be in a certain position or in a certain job. And, how a lot of people say, like, oh, I graduated this, but this is where I'm working.
Or even if they hit their milestones,
It's different from what
it's
they
for what they
expected.
expected.
Yeah.
Yes. So
And
it's
so
not that it's rare, because I think a lot of people do hit like, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people do have that schedule for themselves, and it depends. It's a personal journey as to where they find themselves in their
No, but
lives.
what I'm saying is, at this age, I'm gonna be here in the company, and
Yeah.
at this age, I'm gonna have a child, or at this age, I'm gonna be, I'm gonna travel, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I just feel like you really can't calculate because you really don't know what's gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
and it took me my entire 20s to literally figure that out or to find resolve in that, because every year nagka-calculate ako. Every
Mm-hmm.
year, okay, by this time it should be this way, and by this time it should be this way. And I think a lesson that I could tie to that is that it makes you worry so much. And that's something I wish I didn't do in my 20s.
Mm.
I wish I didn't worry so much.
Yeah.
I wish that I trusted God more with the things that were in my heart,
Mm-hmm.
and just know that He was going to, open those things up at the right time.
Yeah.
And He had brought me to certain things for a reason.
Yeah. For my 20s, what I wish I did, or I wish I was able to crack, it would have saved me from a lot of painful nights,
Mm-hmm.
is allowing myself to believe that I did a good job. So much of hard work was, I think, masking itself as there you need to do better.
Yeah.
And work, you can be working hard, you can also be doing, and that means you're doing a good job. Like, being proud of yourself doesn't mean you didn't do a good job. And I didn't celebrate myself at all in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it was false humility, because I really wasn't celebrating myself at all.
It was an insecurity.
Siguro, it could have been an insecurity, but I knew kasi na parang, okay, God, you gave me this talent. I know that I'm good at this. But after, let's say, I did a hosting, or after I did a show, or after I did something, I always felt like, well, I need to improve. So, 'di ba? Parang the hunger for improvement was really,
Robbed
it
you.
really robbed me from celebrating the little things. Na
Yeah.
parang, wow, you were an anchor on CNN for the SEA Games. That's amazing. Oh
Yeah.
wow, you were on Fox Sports for 2 years. That's amazing. Wow, you've hosted for so and so and so and so, and all these, dream brands that you wanted to host
Yeah.
for. Wow, you landed your dream job. Like, but I'd be like, that's cool, and then I'd be, what's next? And I think a lot of millennials can relate to that,
Yeah.
because there is that, it's that question of what's next. Yeah, this is great, but we have to climb the next mountain. And I
Yes.
really do wish that, um I mean, obviously it's not too late. I feel like that's something that I'm working on right now, and I am a lot better at it. But there were a lot of amazing things that happened to me in my 20s, and I didn't fully grasp it.
Yeah.
Kung baga, sabi nga ni Nika, I was not
Yeah, I
present.
was about to say that.
I was not
Hindi ka
present. Hindi
present.
ako present
Oh.
for it. I was a machine.
Yeah.
And I was just going and going, and
Hindi siya aware.
hindi ako, no naman, like, yeah, hindi.
Hindi ka aware,
Hindi
babe.
ako
Yeah.
aware. And,
Ako naman masyadong present.
mm-mm.
Masyadong, look at these moments.
But parang, I was prayerful in the
Yeah.
season. I was thankful for everything that God gave me. Like, there was not a gig or a project or anything that I wasn't like, Lord, thank you so much. Or before I go on stage, I always say, equip me with the right words, Lord, and help me,
Yeah.
know what to say. And it was always like, offering it unto him, the work that I did. But the question was, when was I going to know that God was pleased with that?
Yeah.
'Di ba? So there was parang kulang siya there. I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like, yes, you were working hard, but when when the lights turn off and you go to sleep, or before you go to bed at night, I wouldn't say it was maybe it was emptiness, in the sense na, okay, it's not that big of a deal, parang ganon. And that's so horrible. It's so wrong. You need to be able to, like, sit in moments and really see that God did this And so this is why you're there right now.
Yeah.
Diba? And like Nika always jokes because Nika was with me in the San Diego trip, the Mufasa press junket. And so that's part of part of my process is I really space out because I'm thinking, right? Kasi haharap ako kay Lin-Manuel Miranda. Before, let's say I had to interview Lin-Manuel in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
If I interviewed Lin-Manuel in my 20s, I would post it and then I'd never bring it up again,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. I would be shy to bring it up again. Like, even just now bringing it up, now awkward ako. Kasi, I'm like, tapos na yan eh. Like, diba, tapos na yan. It's not that big of a deal. It's done.
Yeah.
But it's always gonna be a cool thing. It's
Yes.
always gonna be something that you were able to do,
It's an
and
accomplishment.
it's an not I wouldn't say yeah,
It's an accomplishment.
fine, whatever. It's always gonna be a door that God opened for you,
Yeah.
and so like why should you stop talking about it if you wanna talk about it with your friends, diba? So there are very few people that I would feel very comfortable talking about my work around,
Yeah.
because I felt like talking about my work would be like would sound like I was bragging or whatever. I don't know. So I really did for my 20s. If you're in your 20s and you're stuck in that, I guess that race, you're in like this hamster wheel that is just turning and turning and
And
turning.
it really is.
It
Yeah.
is, diba? Parang you don't know, you have to come up for air every now and then. I urge you to take a moment to sit and just be so thankful for what God has given you and what He's going to continue to give you, but also be so proud of yourself because you're a vessel. Like, God is using you to do good work. And yeah, I wish that I really do wish that I celebrated
Yeah.
a lot of the things in my 20s.
Yeah.
Even being courtside reporter for UP, that was something I really wanted to do. But because UP wasn't winning at the time,
Patalo eh.
I have one win to my name as a courtside reporter for
For
season seven
two
for 2 seasons,
seasons.
75 and 76. Parang I'm like, 'di ba? Parang I got awkward nga talking about things that I want to do, and it's like it's fine, there's hindi ka naman nagmamayabang eh. It's just you're just talking about your experiences.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I'm making sense,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I am naman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am gonna say one of the biggest lessons I learned in my 20s was that there is purpose to your pain.
Mm.
Because your 20s are
Ay,
painful.
sakit!
Sobrang sakit.
Yeah.
Your 20s are painful. You get into your first adult relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You have, you fall out of
Friendships,
friendships, and then
work,
you
work.
probably get rejected from a dream job, or you're in a job that you don't want, and all of those things are painful. Or you're not in a good place with your family because you don't really know who you are yet, and nalalabuan sila sa'yo, and
Nobody gets where you're
nobody
at.
gets it, and you don't get it either.
Yeah.
But
Because you're in the fog.
you're in the thick of it.
You're in the thick of it.
And but there is purpose to your pain. There really is purpose to your pain if you give it to God. If you give it to God and you let him make make something out of the mess you make. In
Because sometimes, let's be clear, the mess is because of you.
Yes,
Because you were
1000%.
stubborn, ayaw mo
Yes,
makinig.
yes. You're pushing for your own way when you know it shouldn't be. You really have to give it to him because he will redeem it for you naman if you
Yes,
surrender it.
correct.
And that's something I really had to I had to keep doing. You know what I mean? Like every time I would, again, I mentioned earlier, I have a very difficult time making mistakes. I'm very hard on myself. In my 20s, I thought that every mistake was a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
And in reality, I'm going to be very real with you guys. It can be. It
Yeah.
can be a waste of time if you don't learn anything from it, if you don't do anything about the mistake. You know what I mean? It depends on I guess how you react to it after. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um Another thing I wish,
You wish.
something I wish I knew in my 20s was that I wish I knew that God was doing something even if I didn't understand it. I wish
Mm-hmm.
I had that
Right.
That realization na parang, okay, at the end of this, or
I'm gonna see.
when I come out of this, I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, that's the reason why I had to go
Yeah.
through that, or that's the reason why
Yeah.
God allowed me. Because you know what? God allows you to go through those things for a reason.
Yeah.
And I know obviously he didn't let me realize that at that point, because otherwise I wouldn't have learned the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wish I knew, just to like to hold on to something na parang I'm going to get out of this and there's going to be a reason why this is happening at this point in my life.
That's so interesting because when you say that, I felt like there were so many times in my 20s where I was like, Lord, I don't know what's happening, but like, I know that something's going to come out of this.
I didn't think
So,
anything was going
yeah,
to come out of it.
yeah. And I think that's a conversation that we would always have. And I would
Yeah,
always try to tell
I
you,
would always say, I just feel like I'm wasting time.
yes,
I'm wasting time. I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and I don't know how to get to
to
where
where
I
you
need
want
to
to
be.
be. I think for me, kasi, diba I mentioned, being goal oriented would really allow me to understand that there's a process. Like
Y-
you're not, it's gonna be a rough road, and you're not gonna get to where you want to be that fast. And so when there were really times that things weren't working out for me, like things were so slow work wise, and I didn't know where my career was going, or if I was gonna make it even. Like I remember calling someone that I look up to in the industry, and I said, like, should I quit? Should I stop this? Am I actually talented? And I was thinking about these things, and that was probably like 2 years into doing what I was doing. Because again, you don't see the fruits right away.
yeah.
And that's why, I don't know, I just had to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I think that is something that I'm so happy to be able to see in you now,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I know that you get it now.
Yes.
I know that you're building faith. I always tell Nika, as freelancers, there are months that where it's not as loud. But I always remind her the months where it's quiet, soak in that piece, because there's gonna be months that it's gonna be so busy that you don't even hear your own thoughts.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, she didn't want, not that she didn't believe me, but she didn't believe me.
No, that's not true.
No, hindi ka naman sa hindi naniwala,
Hindi
but
lang ako sanay.
yeah, hindi ka lang sanay, yeah. So I think that's the same thing like with life. Parang if you want to achieve something, you gotta trust the process, and you gotta trust it. So
I have something to say about that.
go.
Another thing I wish I knew, like if you were wanting a door to be opened, right? And it wasn't opened. Something I wish I knew was to ask myself, why isn't the door being opened right now?
Yeah.
I didn't ask myself that
Mm-hmm.
before. It was, why won't you open it
Yes,
now?
and parang it's more of like I'm ready for this.
Yeah,
So where is
I've
it?
been working
Yeah.
for this. Why won't you do it for me? Are you going to do this for me? And yes, you can ask those questions. God
Yeah.
can handle it. God can handle any question you ask him. Literally anything. But that's something I wish I asked.
Yeah.
Why are you keeping me here?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want me to see in this place that you've kept me in?
Yeah.
Because he's kept you there. He's
Yeah.
not opening it for a reason. You need to ask. I wish I asked myself those questions. Like, is it me? Am I holding myself back? Is it because I'm too afraid to take the next step? Or is it because God is just not opening it at that
At that
at
time.
that time?
I feel like the
I
episode
feel
is
like we said one thing that we loved about it, and then everything else was I wish.
no, I said two things that no, yeah, the relationship one wasn't really something
It
that I
wasn't.
loved.
No, yeah.
It was a lesson.
Yeah, but what else did you love about your 20s,
What else
babe?
did I love about my 20s? Hmm.
You
Okay, wait.
know what I
I'm gonna
mean?
give you um
Hmm.
I loved my independence.
Yes.
If okay, I wasn't gonna end with this, but I love that I took matters into my own hands. I moved out when I was 24,
Yeah.
and I didn't. I bought my own car, and I loved being able to. It's I don't know how to say this. I loved being able to ask for something from the Lord and see Him see it through.
Yeah.
I was so like, I'm gonna buy a car because God is going to. This car is gonna take me to my gigs.
Yeah.
I yeah. I mean, I had that's just how I thought. And or like I would be like, I'm gonna move out because I need to be closer because Manila traffic is insane. Like those that was my only reasoning. When I tell you I am so bad at math, and I am not in debt, and
If you could see
I
me
don't
right
have
now,
any credit card debt. I have
yes.
zero credit card debt, but
But she's very bad at math.
I'm very bad at math.
Even simple math.
Even yeah. So I used to be good at it, and then like something happened along the way.
Yeah, something
Something
shut
happened
down.
along. Yeah. So I think that was something that I really enjoyed in my 20s, being able to try new things and be independent. I was independent in my 20s. I lived with my best friend, Bea Marquez, and we were just like two clueless girls that just, I don't know, I'd come home from work and she had no food on the table.
Yeah,
She's just lying down watching her shows, and we were just chilling and enjoying.
yeah.
And I think I that's why when I got married, I felt like I was ready to be in one live with a man, because
Must be hard.
I also had time. It's not easy. It's not easy, but I also had time to myself in my 20s.
Yeah,
It was such a beautiful, in that sense, it was such a beautiful experience na I made sure that I really got to know myself
yeah.
before I, got married.
And now I'm gonna say something I loved about my 20s is that I loved getting to know myself.
Yeah.
It's so fun because you realize like, oh, I like this pala, or I don't actually want to do that pala, or go for it.
No, it's true, and that you are changing.
You are. You're
You're ever
meeting you're
changing.
meeting a new version of you in your 20s, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Even if it was messy, even if it was super malabo, it was like,
It's a
oh,
beautiful
it's
season.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I-
Even if it's
Painful, as you
so
mentioned.
messy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
messy. And I think what I'm taking into my 30s, as I mentioned, wishing that I celebrated myself more. I think that is how I am choosing to do life right now. That things that I wouldn't necessarily be proud of, 22-year-old Bea would not necessarily look at 33-year-old Bea and see this season that I am currently in as something she'd be wanting to do.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't be able to imagine it.
Yes.
And
That's what
so,
I'm saying.
yes, you really don't
You
know.
can't calculate and try to like make all of
Exactly.
these
You
things
can't.
because you don't know.
You don't know. And yet, 33-year-old Bea is so at peace.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beautiful thing. We are changing.
Mm-hmm.
Me being so goal oriented and loving what I do, and now being present and finding other wins in life doesn't take away anything from me prior. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Parang it doesn't erase all of that. It
Yeah.
just means that you're growing and new things matter to you, and you want to do different
Yeah,
things.
and you have different priorities
Yeah, or
and
something that you dedicated your so much of your time to, if you're not there anymore and if you want to move on from it, that's
yeah.
also okay.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been able to imagine that in my 20s. So, yeah, I think what I'm taking from that is I wish I celebrated myself more, but that doesn't mean I'm not about to do that now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. It's,
Yes.
yeah, sayang. But sayang na okay,
Yes.
no. The,
Clean it up.
yeah, there's a reason why they say the only reason why you should look back is to see how far you've come.
It's true
It's
though.
true, because you shouldn't be dwelling and being obsessing over na parang I
It
really
just slows
wish.
you down.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
What I
Wait.
can say from her for the ladies and the gentlemen listening is to not settle and to not shrink yourself
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
people.
Mhm.
If you know what you're wanting to go after, go for it. And then if it changes, then so be it.
Mhm.
But don't shrink yourself to be somebody you're not supposed to be.
Yep. And on that
Thank you.
note, thank you. I feel no, this is what I wanted to end with. I feel like this episode talked about chunks of our 20s. And
Yes.
so we're jumping from different things about, like, I'm talking about a relationship, then all of a sudden I'm talking about work, and all of a sudden I'm
Yeah, but
talking
it's
about,
all the
but it's
20s.
all
Yeah,
there.
like
It's all there.
20 to 29.
20 to
Yeah,
29. It's just like a nice little mix of
yeah,
things. And so that's part of it when you talk about it.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm getting OC kasi na parang, dapat we talk about this and then this
Yeah,
and
but
then
we
this.
didn't discuss it
I no no I'm not saying that it's
in
I'm
order
not
to
no I'm
discuss
not
it.
saying that it's a bad thing. I'm saying that I love the conversation. I think that it's great. I'm just sharing that when it, like, that's the result of your 20s, like, you don't even know where the conversation is going to take you. It's like going out with your friend and it's like you're sitting for coffee and then you're like,
You're just jumping off. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
does that make sense?
Yes,
That's
it's
what I
true.
was thinking
Yeah.
about
And
when
then
we
you
were
go
talking.
back and then you're like,
Yeah,
wait.
and see, that is why this is what happened then, which brings me to my point now.
Yes.
It's just all
It's
connected,
all
baby.
interconnected
Yeah,
kasi.
it's all connected,
Yeah.
baby. All right,
Bye
bye.
everyone.